Welcome back, everybody, to another Dawnbreak Nightedge card review. Let the music flow through you, and soon the audience will be jumping for joy. Grasshopper Conductor, a Forescraft bronze follower, 3 play point, 2/1 fanfare. Put a random follower with X attack from your deck into your hand. X equals the number of cards played this turn, including this card. Well, this is actually super cool, right? Lets you build your deck in really unique ways, and it lets your turns play out really interestingly, because this card can end up tutoring exactly the card you want, depending on how many cards you play in a turn. This is awesome. I really like the design of this card. And I think it's like not bad either, because like it lets you tutor whatever you want. It's like a really flexible tutor. It is like a bit expensive for the stat line, right? But the way it works and the mechanics behind it, I think, are super cool and really actually like fit together with Forescraft themes really well. Finally, Forestcraft gets a card that doesn't steal Swordcraft's mechanics. Swiftgait Okami, Forestcraft gold follower, 5 play point, 4/4. When you play another follower, give it Storm, then return this follower to your hand. Woo! This thing is never living. Like, you play this, it's just gonna... opponent's gonna kill it immediately. The good thing is it does cost 5, so on 10, the best you could do is play another 5-drop, and that's not super effective. So obviously if it survives even one turn, right, it'll be freaking bonkers. But it does even then return itself to your hand, right? If you can get it to live, you can probably pull off some great wombo combo. Again, it's probably just gonna get killed immediately though. Servant of the Spellgrove, another forest card, 2 play point, 2/2 bronze follower. When this follower attacks an enemy follower, the enemy follower loses the ability to attack in the next turn. Finally, a lock Forescraft card. Unfortunately, it just seems kind of like a 2 play point, 2/2, and the effect kind of doesn't mean anything, right? Like, it'll get traded off by some spell or some other 2 play point, 2/2 on the opponent's side, or just it'll get evolved into by the opponent's follower because it only activates when this follower attacks. It's not a clash effect. So, yeah, seems kind of underwhelming. Although I do like the fact that they are printing more Lock Forest cards in general. Holy Bear Knight, Swordcraft card this time. Officer, 2 play point, 2/2 bronze. Ward, fanfare, enhance 5, gain +2/+2. Super good card. It's a better novice trooper. Not novice trooper, sorry. Veteran Lancer. King Arthur, thanks you for your service, Mr. Bear. It's gonna be really good with Arthur Night King, is what I'm saying. Because when you play Arthur Night King, a lot of the time you're lacking that defensive punch, and it's great to get like a Kahulin or a Quick Blitter off, right? But if you can get a ward out from Arthur, it's just gonna be really good. So, and the enhance is I mean, it's not great, right? But it's not bad either. Not yet, but someday I'll surpass every living soul and become my true self. Ceridwen, Eternity Hunter, a new version of Ceridwen for Shadowcraft, legendary this time, 6 play point, 4/5. Fanfare, choose, put either an Eternal Potion or an Instant Potion into your hand. Whenever this follower attacks, recover 1 play point. So already this effect is pretty cool, and it gains full stats on Evolve, and it's on an Evolve turn 6, right? So you can play this on turn 6, evolve it, and attack and recover 1 play point, which really helps getting the Instant Potion out there. So what are the Eternal Potion and Instant Potion? Well, the Eternal Potion is Reanimate 10 for 5 play points, and the Instant Potion is deal 2 damage to an enemy follower, Burial Rite, deal 5 damage. Both options are pretty good. So, like I said, if you evolve this on 6, run it into something, and that means you can play the Instant Potion immediately, hence the name, I guess. And the effect is great. 2 damage to an enemy follower, or 5 damage Burial Rite. Burial Rite can hurt if you're sacking something that you need, but if you're playing like Zeus decks, you might just want to Burial Rite it anyway, and you get to deal 5 damage for 1 play point. It's a really huge swing for this kind of deck, which is pretty cool. They're giving Reanimate some support. It is a bit scary though, because the Eternal Potion now means that you can get a Zeus off on turn 7, whereas before, the earliest Zeus you could get off in rotation was on 8 with Death Dragoncaller. With the Eternal Potion now, you can sack a Zeus early on with something like Gloomy Necro or an Everdark Strix, play this on 6, get the Eternal Potion off on 7, and then play it with even Poisoned Apple of Rebirth, and have a regenerating Zeus on turn 7, which is very, very scary, and that might be something to look out for next expansion. But, you know, it's cool that they're giving other archetypes some love. So finally, Shadowcraft may have an archetype that isn't mid-range Shadow just be the dominating force for the class. I'm looking forward to seeing how effective this will be, but if it is effective, man, it will be scary. Is it a god, or is it a demon? Marduk, 7.77, so it's overstated already. Neutral, legendary, follower, fanfare, give your leader the following effects. Followers can't be played from your hand. That's not a good start. Whenever you play a spell, draw a card. Whenever you play an amulet, deal 2 damage to the enemy leader. These effects last until this follower leaves the area. So it only happens as long as Marduk is alive. It's not like a leader effect. If it was a leader effect that lasted even after Marduk was destroyed, that would be pretty interesting. But as it is, I feel like while the utility of the card is really interesting, and while the effect of the card is really interesting, right? Like, you have to build around it so that you, after you play Marduk, you're reliant on your spells and your amulets. It just feels like it's a body that can otherwise be easily removed. The effect then gets removed. And if you're planning to build a deck around this effect, then it kind of becomes, well, ineffective because it's gone. And that's not good. But it is a neutral legendary that Dragoncraft can't just run for itself, which is kind of a pleasant surprise. And the effect is cool. I think it'll be most effective in Havencraft, I guess, just because of the amulet condition. So you can spam amulets out. That'll be pretty fun. But who knows? It's one of those cards where I have no idea where it can be played. I mean, it's really conditioning and very weird. But that's cool. I like conditioning weird neutral legendaries that we can try and rack our brains to try and make work, right? I just wish that the effect lasted until after Marduk left the field. Yeah, I mean, it's not even that crazy, right? Like, if that happened, and it would allow you to build a deck around it. I like the effect. Wish it was just a little bit stronger, but who knows? It's one of those things where, like, I have no idea what's going to happen with it. Witch of Foresight, Runecraft Bronze, follower, 2.12. Fanfare, put a random spell from your deck into your hand. Very good. It's a tutor. It's cheap. Gives you a spell in Runecraft. Get your mutagenic bolt. Get your grand summonings. Don't even sweat it. Always get the spell you need. Good card. I'm afraid. Dragonclad, Blademaster, Dragoncraft 3.23 bronze. Fanfare, gain +1/+1, and Bane of Overflow is active for you. Seems like not a card that you probably want to run in. In Constructed, right? Seems like a take-2 card to me. I don't know, though. I feel like I've underestimated the value of Bane a lot in the past. But yeah, I don't know why I'd ever run this over Scyther at this point. Doesn't get Storm on Overflow, right? Yeah. So probably a take-2 card, if I had to guess. Master Samurai, another 3.23 bronze, but this time for Swordcraft. It's an officer. Enhanced 6, gain +2/+2, can attack 2 times per turn. Again, I feel like this is probably going to be an arena card more than anything else. Ineffective unless you're spending an evolve point on it, and it seems pretty vanilla for what it does, right? Penance can wait. It's time to scream. Woo! Divine Retribution, neutral, spell, silver, 5 play points, randomly destroy one of the strongest enemy followers in play, enhance 8, then deal 3 damage to the enemy leader. This is actually, like, not that bad, right? I mean, it's pretty expensive for what it does. But I like the fact that neutral is getting answers to ambush and untargetable in arena. And the enhance 8 ends up actually being quite valuable for burn. Or it could be, right? For limited formats. Again, it seems pretty expensive for constructed. But if ambush just becomes a thing, at least we have an answer to it, right? So I like that this card is printed. And it could be used as a tech depending on what the meta looks like, right? If there's like a lot of ambush, a lot of owl men running around, then you want to exact that divine retribution and get them so that they can't hit you in the face with their ambush follower. I like it. More things to answer things that were previously unanswerable. Thank you. Now where's the card that kills Igus? Poltergeist, Shadowcraft, Silver, spell, 3 play points, summon 2 ghosts, enhance 4. All allied followers in play will be destroyed inside when being banished. The enhance 4 effect seems kind of weird, right? Like kind of really situational. Like think about Ghost Town Sexton was barely used. But who knows? They're adding a lot more banish, right? I still think that it's probably just not going to be relevant, the enhanced 4. Summoning 2 ghosts, again, is also pretty flaccid, I think, in constructed, at least in rotation. We remember, what's it called? The other one that summons 2 ghosts, 3 play points. It was bronze spell for Shadowcraft. Did the same thing. Voices of Resentment, pretty good. I think it's probably better than this card. But what I'm scared of is that more Atomy support, maybe, for Unlimited. I haven't seen a lot of Atomy, right? But they're making more cards for it. It's kind of an interesting thing to do. Maybe Shadowcraft will get more cards to support a more aggressive playstyle in rotation, though. In which case, summoning 2 ghosts might be a thing that you want to do. But yeah, I think this card is only mediocre at best, and the enhanced 4 are usually irrelevant. Nightmare Devil, Bloodcraft Bronze, follower, 3 play point 1/1, fanfare and last word, summon a force bat, so it's a much cheaper vampire bard with much less stats, but of course, you don't really want to play this for the stats, you want it for the effect, summoning a Forest Bat, and in that case, it's a lot better than Vampire Bard, isn't it? Vampire Bard, of course, seeing no play as a 5 play point 4/2 with the same effect. Hey man, if they're gonna print more blood support, this is one way to do it, and I think at 3 play points it's a pretty aggressive stat line, right? You got 3 play points, 3/3 worth of stats, staggered over several bodies, and giving you bats in the meantime. Not a bad card, I don't think. You can play like a Vania on 2 and then this on 3 if they can't answer the Vania, right? That could be a thing that you want to do in Unlimited. Beast Face Mage, oh, we covered this one already. Okay. In my last video, check that out. It's sudden appearance, blank. And we blank everything and everything blank. Book of Many Blanks. What is this? The SCP Foundation wiki? That which erases. Portalcraft, legendary follower, 7 play point 6/4. Whenever a card is put into your deck, banish a random enemy follower or amulet. Oh man. That makes biofabrication a lot better, doesn't it, on 7? It's pretty expensive for that stat line, but look at that effect, man. You have like meta production as well, biofab, basically anything that generates artifacts at all. I like it, it's cool. Maybe this is one of those cards that's gonna lead to a more controlling artifact playstyle, because right now it's all mid-range, right? So this one seems like a more controlling card to me, and that's cool. I like that. And banishing is crazy, yeah. Fickle Resurrector, Shadowcraft's gold, 7.55. If you have at least 6 shadows, Fanfare Necromancy 6. Choose summon either a Spellplate Cavalier or a Bone Cavalier. Evolve the Spellplate Cavaliers and Bone Cavaliers. So we got Spellplate, Ward, 2/4, and Bone Cavalier 3/3 with Drain. I like how they specifically made it not be able to work with Minth for some reason. Like you get a 5/5 right off the bat and another body that can be a ward. You can get like a 7/9 for 7 if you pay the Necromancy cost. Or an 8/8. Yeah, it's good. I guess that's why they don't want Minth to get it. And the Evolve also evolves the other ones. So if you save your Evolve, you can play this off. I think this is probably going to be a really good arena card. Not sure if it's going to unseat Ector anytime soon, but I like the fact that it's there. Drain for Shadowcraft is interesting, huh? Reminds me a little bit of Lord of the Flies, but of course vastly different. Maybe when Ector rotates out, this will see more play. If I get this in Arena, I don't think I'm going to be complaining about it. Generating more bodies is good. Having an Evolve that evolves other things is good. It's good. Overall solid card, I think. Alright, White Vanara. Forescraft Legendary. No flavor text this time. Sad. 6 play point 5/5 with Ward. If this follower's attack or defense is increased by a spell or effect during your turn, evolve this follower, and the evolved version has Storm. What the heck, man? It's already pretty solid as a 6 play point 5/5 with Ward. And then it's on an evolved turn, and if you evolve it again, Storm. So you can put this on 6 and evolve it immediately if you want. And it also has this caveat that, if you just happen to run any buff cards, you can just get it also with the Storm. Yeah, it's a very good card, this one, I think. Wow. Am I not seeing something? This has to be good, right? There's no way this isn't good. Silverchain Disciple, Bloodcraft. Silver Follower. 2 play point 2/2, Fanfare, deal 1 damage to both leaders and 2 damage to a random enemy follower. Vengeance is active for you. I'm trying to think in my head, like, is there a viewpoint from which this is not solid? I can't really think of any. This seems pretty solid. You play it on curve, it's just a 2/2. It's fine. You get it out of Air Jammers or 2/2, it's okay, right? And then you can just use it as a control tool as well. Also, it can help you build up self-damage for Dark Feast Bat, and it controls the board to help you out with that plan. Heroic Dragonslayer, 2 play point 3/1 silver for Dragoncraft. Almost said bronze there for some reason. Fanfare, transform a Dragoncraft card into your hand, into a Dragon's Hand Spur. 4 play points, deal 3 damage to an enemy, draw a card if overflow is active for you. They're supporting the transforming cards in hand thing that Dragon got last expansion, right? Which is cool. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, the 3/1 stat line for 2 is really pretty poor, because it gets traded down by 1-drops. But the Dragon's Hand Spur isn't too bad, right? It's just a demonic strike, man. Yeah, it's only okay, I think. Okay at best. But I don't know. For some reason, I have reservations, man. I have reservations thinking that I'm gonna get wrecked by this Hand Spur, because it's literally a demonic strike, but better. But then again, we don't see, like, Stormborn Ring see play, right? So maybe this is just too slow. Because you're sacrificing another resource as well. I was so ready to rip into this, going like, oh, it's double the play points that you pay for dealing 3 damage to an enemy follower, but no, it can go face, man. Paradise Vanguard, 2 play point 2/2 gold neutral, evolve, banish an enemy follower with 1 defense. It's like a less versatile Lyriel in a lot of ways, and Lyriel is rotating out next set. I guess it's supposed to be its replacement, but I think it's probably worse. It does get rid of stuff with last words with this banish, right? Lyriel can go face, obviously. Can also trade into things with 5 defense on its own. Whereas this is just, it's pretty narrow, its use case. Banish an enemy follower with 1 defense, so probably worse than Lyriel. And that's okay, because Lyriel is freaking OP. So I'm okay with cards being worse than Lyriel. Seems like an alright card, I guess. Crystal Cannon. 4 play point Portalcraft Silver Amulet. Whenever an artifact follower that originally costs at least 3 play points comes into play, Deal 3 damage to a random enemy follower. If no enemy followers are in play, deal 3 damage to the enemy leader instead. What is this, man? Why does every card get... I mean, every class gets a support cannon now, apparently. Card art is sick, though. Portalcraft living in the year 30, 50,000. Everyone else living in medieval times, I don't understand. Honestly, this card doesn't seem like it's that great. 3 play point and up amulets are the least used amulets in... Not amulets. Artifacts are the least used artifacts in Portalcraft right now. Like Mystics, right? And Radiance. It doesn't proc off of Ancients and Analyzings, and thank goodness for that. Because that would be ridiculous. But with the new artifact coming in, right? With the, what's it called? The one that keeps reviving itself. That might be a thing with this, right? Because it's when it comes into play, not when it's played. But I just feel like this might be just a 4 play point, do nothing. And the damage caps at 3, so... Seems like a card that you might want to try building a deck around, but definitely not like the premier strategy for Portalcraft or anything. Doesn't seem all that great. Frontline Ramparts. This card also has really great art. I'm glad that Shadowverse is getting some original art, not just stuff from Rage of Bahamut. 4 play point. Bronze Sword Amulet. Countdown 3. If there are fewer allied followers than enemy followers in play, summon a Heavy Knight. At the end of your opponent's turn, summon Heavy Knight. It's like a really bad Canyon of the Dragons, right? Giving you 1/2s instead of 5/5s? Seems like it's something that won't be played. It's a shame, because the card art is so nice. Anyways, that's it, apparently, for this card review video. Of course, as soon as I click the stop recording button, they're gonna release like 20 more cards. I just had to do it, otherwise I'd be sitting around forever waiting for the cards to be revealed, and then there would be too many to do in one video and just be a freaking disaster. Anyway, stay tuned! We're gonna reveal our own card on the 22nd of March, 7 AM Pacific time. Got 2 cards to reveal. That's it for this video. Like it if you did, don't if you didn't. Subscribe for more Shadowverse content in the very near future. And Dawnbreak, Nightedge, hype! And of course, thank you to my wonderful patrons, patreon.com/Ignatius. If you'd like to support the channel as well, I'd highly appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.